If you want to fix those aches and pains through your body from sitting down for too long, then this is for you. I just got off a 7.5 hour train trip and my lower back's all stiff, everything's all locked up, and I feel like I just need a good massage, but can't get to a masseuse on a Sunday, so I'm going to do some foam rolling and some hanging and some cool stuff that can be done really quickly with minimal equipment and get a great result. Alright, so I'm just starting with a passive hang. Now, if you don't have something to hang from, that's totally fine. If you just put your hands up in a door frame, on the top of any door frame, and just lean forward so that it's just stretching your shoulders back, you'll still get a decent stretch through the shoulders, but the benefits of hanging is that it also decompresses the spine, because when you stand up or sit down, your spine is being compressed by gravity. And so by hanging, we actually decompress the spine because now gravity is stretching my spine out. So this is where I always start. I always just start with a passive hang, just to really loosen the shoulders up and get a bit of movement in the spine. And then what I'm going to do, now I'm going to do just a little bit of movement in my shoulders, a little bit of active hanging, but with a little bit of a difference. So first I'm going to go into an arch body position and then a hollow body position. So my shoulders are going through protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, and just a little bit of this arch and hollow body position. And then we can go like circles. Okay. And now for some foam rolling. All right, before I do the foam rolling, I'm actually just going to do a little bit of a gentle hip flexor stretch, because when you're sitting down, like I was on a train, but you know, any sitting, like if you're sitting at your computer desk or anything, the hip flexors are in a shortened position and they become really tight. And so the first thing that I do when I'm standing up is a hip flexor stretch, and then I'd normally do a hang, but because, you know, I've just come from a train station, I started with my hanging. But hip flexors and hanging, if that's all I had time for, that's what I'd do. Because by stretching out the hip flexors here, you're relieving that pressure that causes you to go into that anterior pelvic tilt, and it puts even more pressure on your lower back. And I'm just really just doing a passive stretch, you know, I'm just trying to get into a posterior pelvic tilt or a neutral pelvic position, and then just really leaning into it. And then you kind of try and drag your body forward. So it's like I'm trying to pull my hips this way, and that creates traction in that joint there. And it just gives you a really, really nice hip flexor stretch. So I'll change sides. And so I'll just get into that posterior tilt, then lean into it. A simple little routine like what I'm doing here, it really makes a lot of difference. So if you're, you know, you should join in with me. If you're suffering from those aches and pains, and if you've come onto YouTube and looked for something to do from to relieve that pressure and those aches and pains from sitting, then join in with me. This is absolutely a game changer if that's what you're feeling. I'm almost up to day 50 of doing my daily workout videos, and every day I do 6 days a week. I do a proper workout, and on Sundays I normally do a recovery day. So today's Sunday here in Australia. And now I'm just going to go down into a child's pose. So just like this. This is really good for the lower back. You just relax. And I start with knees together. So yeah, I normally do 2, pretty high volume workouts, but on Sunday it's a recovery day for me. So I just do some foam rolling, some mobility work, and sometimes some trigger point release and some muscle scraping. But today it's all just going to be about foam rolling and some gentle stretching. And now you can open your legs up and go down a little bit lower. So this is really, I do this one for the back. This is a nice little stretch for the back. And then you can go on all fours like this, and we can do a little bit of cat-cow. So I'll come a bit closer to the camera now. Okay. So from here, I'm going to do a cat stretch like this, and really, really try and protract your shoulder blades, so you're pushing your shoulder blades away from the spine, and really think of trying to get into a posterior pelvic tilt. Push your back up as high as you can to the roof, and then come down. And then try and do this through an articulated movement. So think lower back or pelvis, lower back, mid back, upper back, and then shoulders, and then do the reverse. Or actually the same, but going in the opposite direction. So pelvis first, lower back, mid back, upper back, like that. It's all just about reawakening everything, getting everything moving after you've been sitting down for so long. I was really uncomfortable towards the end of my journey, sitting down on that seat for so long, and you just get all cramped up and leaning against the window to try and relax and get a little bit of sleep, and then you wake up from the awkward sleep that you've had and everything's stiff and sore. So now what I'm actually doing here is shifting my weight onto one side of my lower back. So I'm not symmetrical. I'm going to one side of my spine and just working up and down from top to bottom. And I like a really firm foam roller for this. My foam roller that I've got is really firm. I think that look, when you're starting out with foam rolling, a soft foam roller is probably pretty good. I've been foam rolling for well over a decade now, and I do remember that when I started it was quite uncomfortable, but now a soft foam roller just does nothing for me. It's kind of like somebody giving me a massage like that with one finger. And so now I'm changing sides, I'm on the other side. So I like a really firm foam roller, and even a rumble roller. I think I've got them, there's links in the description of this video where you can get them from Amazon, but rumble rollers are really, really good. But this one's very, very firm that I'm using. And now this is a really big part, this next bit. So we're just going to do thoracic extension. So you can do all different spots. So anywhere where your rib cage is. So you could do the foam roller here or here or here or here. But you're basically just stretching out and breathing. And just letting your body stretch. And you can actively pull your elbows and head towards the ground, and that increases the stretch through the chest here. And the more you can do of this stuff, the better. Like you could do foam rolling like this in the morning and in the evening, and it would be time well spent, in my opinion. And I just move up and down on my rib cage a bit. You can do a few little crunches, so you're flexing your spine and then extending and then flexing and extending. And that's it. Just that is enough to really turn around, the aches and pains that I was feeling. I feel so much better now. The hanging, the hip flexor stretching, and then the foam rolling on the back. Do that when you're feeling sore after you've been sitting for too long. It's a really good thing to do to break up. If you've been, even just sitting for an hour or two and you're like going like this, you can get up, do that quickly, jump back down at your desk, and you'll feel a lot better, and you won't get up at the end of the day going, oh my God, I'm so stiff and sore. And end of my vacation. I've been away for only 3 nights actually, but it was really nice. I had a really good time. I went back to where I grew up, so I was in the bush and did a few workouts while I was up there. But tomorrow I'm back on deck. I'm going to be doing my proper program again. So I'll see you all in tomorrow's workout. Have a great day, everyone.